We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Well, all righty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio and streaming program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studios at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital, and, of course, the South Point streaming network and streaming at YouTube, as well as our local radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM. And a host of other platforms that you know we have, our websites, phone apps, the YouTube app goes, and the KSHP app, of course, for your Google phone, your iPhone, your Androids, and anywhere you get your podcasting. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever. Welcome to the Race Day Show for this Friday as we ramp up another weekend of racing, covering it the great sport of kings, Las Vegas style. And all I can tell you is it's for those folks living in the middle of the country and on the East Coast, it's chilly. For us here in Las Vegas, it's cold. All right? We have different determinations here, but it's 37 degrees outside right now. So, you know, we're only 5 degrees above freezing. 37 degrees right now. But finally, the sun is shining out here. We had a miserable overcast day of nothing but rain and dampness, and it was just terrible yesterday. But the sun is shining today. Ground is still a little wet from all the rain we had throughout the day. But it's sun shining now. We're going to get up to 54 degrees. That's all for us today, 54. And of course, that's the temperatures here. But it's always fast, firm, and perfect, as you know. In the race books, which is where we'll be today, trying to play the races. It was a kind of a difficult day of handicapping yesterday. Our handicappers, all of our handicappers on our show, drew a goose egg. Sorry to say, they just couldn't find the winners yesterday, but they were an abundance of kind of odd winners yesterday. But we're going to get it going for the weekend, no doubt about that. But as far as the weather concerns, as far as the racing on the racetracks are concerned, most of the action will be in the area of Maryland, Jersey, New York, the eastern parts of Pennsylvania on up to the East Coast, and of course over the Great Lakes area there by above Detroit and into Canada. But outside of that, it looks like it's going to be okay for the rest of the country today. But there are more storms coming in. And right now, my understanding is, talking to Jonathan Ardoon a couple of minutes ago, that it's raining in New York at where Aqueduct is at now. They're going to get snow up in the northern part of New York as well. So we'll wait and see about that. No cancellations today so far. Zero. No cancellations. All tracks that were scheduled to go today are still on, and they're ready to go. But as far as the temperatures around the country is concerned, you've got 80 degrees, beautiful weather, sunny, and 80 in Miami, and 84 in Tampa with sunshine. So it's great racing weather down there in Florida. New York, it's going to be raining and 42 degrees. Chicago's windy and 37 degrees. These are highs now for today. These are what they predict to be highs today. But it's really unusual because you got New York raining and 42, Washington 52 and raining, and then just below that, when you get into Virginia, Charlotte, West Virginia, is going to be 81 degrees today. So you can see there's a line going right through there where all the cold stuff's up and all the warm stuff's at the bottom, right through the middle of, right across the good old US of A, for example. Los Angeles is going to be 60 degrees today. A little cloudy, but 60 degrees today in LA for racing at Santa Anita. Phoenix, Arizona, going to be 64 with the sun and clouds for Turf Paradise. And so it looks like pretty good weather throughout the country. But for New York, it's going to be, I would imagine it'll be raining and cold. In any case, yes, you guessed it, Brownsville, Texas, disgustingly will have 90 degrees today. That's going to be their high, 90 degrees. I don't know what's going on down there besides being on the equator, but man. Anyhow, that's kind of the temperature and the weather around the country. It'll be okay for most of the part around the country today. Taking a look at some of the horses that are pointing for some of the races coming up soon. Nysos, who ran that huge race against Forever Young in the Saudi Cup a couple of weeks ago. Bob Baffert is yet to map out the rest of the year for Nysos, but his primary goal is going to be the Breeders' Cup Classic. Now, the Breeders' Cup Classic is at 1.25 miles. You know, he ran a hell of a race in the Breeders' Cup Mile last year. But he's going to point Nysos to the 1.25 mile Breeders' Cup Classic. That's his ultimate goal with Nysos after performing rather well against Forever Young in a distance race in the Saudi Cup. Ethical Diamond, which is another Breeders' Cup winner. Remember that this one won the Breeders' Cup Turf, is getting ready to go to Dubai for the Shima Classic there. And again, the Dubai World Cup card, where the Shima Classic will be, is on the 28th of March. She's So Spicy. Remember, she got an infection that kept her out of the Saudi Cup day racing. Remember that? Well, and of course, she's another Breeders' Cup winner, won the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. She may be going to Dubai for the Dubai World Cup Undercard Stakes race, but she's on standby right now. They said they don't know if there is enough time to get her ready off of that infection and setback that she had. But She's So Spicy is on standby right now for the Dubai races. If not, you know she's going to be running pretty soon, so she's coming back okay. And the Breeders' Cup Sprint winner, Ben Tornado. He's on schedule to go in the Golden Shaheen, or the Golden Shaheen, I should say, in Dubai on Dubai World Cup Day. So it's going to be a big day of racing on Dubai World Cup on the 28th of March, coming up in just a little over a month. They have drawn the field possible horses for the Rebel Stakes. Now, the Rebel Stakes comes up 1 week from Sunday, not this Sunday, but a week from Sunday. Okay, and they gave us the probables for that. The probables for the Grade 2 Rebel Stakes, which is a big point getter, 50 points for the Kentucky Derby leaderboard. Silent Tactic is going to go in that race for Mark Cassidy. Remember, this horse won the Southwest Stakes most recently there at Oaklawn. Blackout Time for Kenny McPeak, who was second in the Breeders' Futurity at Keeneland last year. So this horse makes his return to the races, his 3-year-old debut in the Rebel. Soldier and Diplomat, Steve Asmussen trainee, who was second in the Southwest Stakes. Rancho Santa Fe, who was fourth in the Southwest Stakes for Brad Cox. Class President, an entry for Todd Pletcher. This horse comes in from Florida, was second in the Swale Stakes there recently, the 7-furlong Swale Stakes. Probably Dreaming. This hails from Phil D'Amato's barn and was second in the Heft Stakes. Honey's to Blame, another Kenny McPeak trainee who just won an optional claimer at Oaklawn Park. Going to go there. And Strategic Risk, that other Mark Cassidy horse who finished 10th on the Southwest, but remember, ran big in the, I think it's the Smarty Jones there at Oaklawn. So those are the possibles for the Rebel. Now, the Honeybee Stakes, which will be contested on the same card 1 week from Sunday at Oaklawn, also has 50 points for the Kentucky Oaks leaderboard. And the probables for that right now is Percy's Bar for Ben Colebrook, third in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies in her last start. Taken by the Wind for Kenny McPeak, who won the Silver Bullet Day. And Newtown Pike, Lindsay Schultz trainee, second in the Martha Washington there at Laurel. Counting Stars, another out of the Mark Cassidy barn, who was eighth in the Martha Washington. Classic Glide, trained by Robert Medina, fifth in the Rachel Alexandra. Nickel and Dimey, Randy Morse trainee, was third in the Martha Washington, so a lot of them coming out of the Martha Washington there. Take Charge Macy for Peter Miller, who won an optional maiden special race at Oaklawn Park in her last start, so he's going to put her in the stakes race here next. And Grace is Free for trainer Robert Klein, who was seventh in the Martha Washington. So those are the probables coming up 1 week from Sunday for the Rebel Stakes as we continue to count down and look at the leaderboard and the march to the Kentucky Derby, because everybody's starting to think about Derby horses now, okay? So those are the probable fields coming up a week from Sunday. And real quick, I want to take an opportunity to thank our ladies hockey team in the Olympics. What a game they had yesterday to grab the gold medal. Congratulations to the United States women's hockey team in the Olympics, grabbing that gold medal, beating Canada. Now, the men's hockey team has to get by Czechoslovakia, and then they go to the gold round, possibly to face Canada as well. Canada will be facing Finland for the right to go for the gold medal. And we'll wait and see if the boys can do what the ladies did. But congratulations. The U.S. had a great day as far as medal count yesterday. They had some great performances yesterday in the Olympics. So we're rooting for you guys all the way, for sure. All right, on today's show, we got Jonathan Hardoon, Rich Eng, John Lindo, and Jerry J back. We're going to try to get them off the schneid. What happened yesterday was kind of an odd day, kind of an odd Thursday of racing. At Aqueduct yesterday, Jose Lascano got his first winner of the day for Linda Rice and her first winner of the day in the first race, paying $8.06. And then Kendrick Carmouche who bagged a three-win day yesterday, got his first win of the day in the second race for Danny Gargan, paying $6.72. And then Carmouche came back in the fourth race for his second win for John Kirby, paying $6.24. And then capped it off in the sixth race for his third win, and Linda Rice's second win in the sixth race, paying $6.84. Lascano came back in the seventh race for his second win for trainer Mike Maselli, paying $12.48. Now, you have the $8 winner, the $6 winner, another $6 winner in the fourth race, making up three parts of the pick five, early pick five yesterday at Aqueduct. But the third race winner paid $77.46. Okay? And the fifth race winner paid $21.44. And when you added all that up together with the other horses, the other three that looked like they were mostly favorites in the race, if you put those two long shots together, you might have been the only ticket winner, because the pick five yesterday, early pick five at Aqueduct with those winners, paid $59,188.61. It was the highest payoff on the day. Aqueduct's early pick five yesterday. And then, of course, the pick six wasn't hit. Nobody had six. Nobody had five. 4 out of 6 in the pick six yesterday at Aqueduct paid $135 and a penny. Late pick five alone paid $9,100 and change. And the late pick four alone paid over $2,300. So the last race winner there, by the way, at Aqueduct, helped out with those late pick four and late pick five prices, paying $19.86. Kind of an unusual day there. Gulfstream Park. Tyler Gaffleone won the early double, first race winner for Dave Fox, paying $11.80. Came back in the second race for Ronald Spatz, paying $11.60. Edgard Zayas won his first win of the day in the sixth race for Joe Orsino, paying $8 even. And then Zayas came back in the last race for Riley Mott, paying $8.60. The ninth race winner, a $6 winner for trainer Bill Mott. So the father and son late double, the Mott late double, paid $12 for every dollar, 12 to 1 for a dollar daily double there. And I do believe a couple of first-timers there. I'll ask Jonathan Hardoon about this. Eighth race winner was won by Cornelia Hartzman. She was the rider aboard, the winner of the eighth race, paying $21.20. And Bill Mott's winner was ridden by Taylor Kingsley at $6 even. So I think those are kind of a couple of new jockeys on the scene there at Gulfstream Park. I do believe Kingsley might be an apprentice, and that might. But I don't know about Cornelia. We'll wait and see about that. We'll ask Jonathan. Finally, at Oaklawn Park, Cipriano Contreras won a couple of races. His first race and the second race, ridden by Amir Mendoza, paid $14.80. And then he came back in the last race with Abel Sadilla aboard, paying $7.40. Keith Asmussen and his dad, Steve Asmussen, got together to team up for a couple of wins. They won the third race together at $13 and came back in the fifth race together and paid $17.60. And Peter Miller got a win yesterday, gave Ramon Vasquez his first win of the day at $7.20. Vasquez came back in the sixth race for Kelly Bainham, paying $20 even. Pick six at Oaklawn was not hit either yesterday. 5 out of 6 paid $268.30 there. All right. You're all caught up to date right now, and so we'll take our first breaks. When we come back, we'll get you your racing menu, and then off to the races with our handicappers. Looking for winners today, we are, so don't go away.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
Back on Race Day Las Vegas, we talk about the pure horsepower under the hide here. But I got to remind you that we're back into the auto racing season with the Daytona 500 just behind us now. But if you want to learn all about the horsepower under the hood, you make sure you're here at the South Point Streaming Network for Gone Racing. Now, Gone Racing is on the YouTube. And it's on Thursday afternoons. So it'll be coming up later on today to talk about auto racing. And, of course, it's on also Sirius XM Channel 90 Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. So Gone Racing, we're covering the horsepower under the hide and under the hood right here. All right, time to get started with the racing menu for today. Remember, first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day are that at the Pacific time zone. That's where we're at here in Las Vegas. These will be the first post times rolling out in the race book today here at South Point, where no matter how the weather is outside, it's always fast, firm, and perfect in the race book. And, of course, if you're in another time zone rather than the Pacific time zone, adjust to it or from it. Tweak it out so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? Here we go. We begin with Laurel Park. Laurel Park has 7 races today. Their first post time is 9 a.m. They have a Pick 6 jackpot carryover at Laurel Park of $3,514. However, they have a regular Pick 5 carryover, not a jackpot, just a regular Pick 5 carryover today at Laurel Park of $7,097. Their first post time for just 7 races at Laurel is set at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. at Laurel. All right, then we go to Mahoning Valley Racecourse. Now, Mahoning Valley has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $6,598. They have 8 races at Mahoning Valley and a first post time of 9:15. Gulfstream Park, 10 races today at Gulfstream. Gulfstream Park has a Pick 6 jackpot, their Rainbow Pick 6 jackpot carryover, a couple of days in. Now stands at $14,241. That's at Gulfstream today, their Pick 6 jackpot carryover. 10 races at Gulfstream. First post time is at 9:20 at Gulfstream. Tampa Bay Downs is next. Tampa Bay Downs has a good Pick 6 jackpot going there. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover today at Tampa Bay is $52,838, 52 grand plus. And the Pick 6 jackpot carryover at Tampa Bay, 9 races and a first post time of 9:35. The Big A, Aqueduct in New York. And they tell us there that it's going to be 39 degrees at post time. Light rain still in the New York area at Aqueduct, and the track is already sloppy. So the track's going to start out in sloppy conditions today at Aqueduct. Now, they have 8 races today at the Big A, but remember, they have a Pick 6 carryover there from yesterday. The Pick 6 carryover is make that $15,392. $15,392 in the Pick 6 carryover today at Aqueduct on a sloppy track. 8 races. First post time is at 10:10. 10:10. Then we get to Oak Lawn Park. Oak Lawn Park has 10 races today. They have a feature race. The $150,000 Down Dusty Road Stakes. 6 furlongs for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. A field of 9 before scratches. A big favorite in there. At 1-2 on the morning line is Haulin' Ice with Francisco Arrieta aboard. Big favorite in the 9 filly and mare field there. That's the 8th race on the card. 10 races overall at Oaklawn. And remember, their Pick 6 has a carryover. They call it the Class 6. And the Class 6 carryover is $15,594. $15,594 in their Pick 6 carryover. 10 races, Oaklawn. First post time is at 10:30. Then we get to the fairgrounds in Nolens. Fairgrounds. First post time is 10:45 at the fairgrounds today. They got a pick six jackpot carryover that's the largest in the nation today. $73,208 in the fairgrounds pick six jackpot carryover with 8 races and a first post time of 10:45. And then we go to Santa Anita. Cranking up the weekend here for Santa Anita. First post time is 12:30 at Santa Anita. They have a pick six carryover left over from President's Day. Okay. Pick six carryover today at Santa Anita Park. And that is the regular pick six, $34,288. In addition to that, they have that Sunset Six carryover where you have 3 races from Gulfstream, 3 races from Santa Anita. Okay, that's the Sunset Six. They have a carryover in that pool of $64,308. So 2 carryovers in the pick sixes today at Santa Anita. First post time is 12:30 for the 9-race card at Santa Anita. Delta Downs got 10 races, 3 stakes races, 3 $75,000 stakes races called the Appreciation Stakes. They are the 5th, 7th, and 9th races at Delta Downs. 10 races. First post time is at 2:45 at Delta. Penn National has 7 races. Penn National's first post time for their 7-race card set at 2:45 as well, 2:45 there. And Turfway Park has 10 races. Today, Turfway Park has a feature race that holds 20 points for the Kentucky Oaks leaderboard. That's the 9th race on the card. It is the Cincinnati Trophy Stakes for 3-year-old fillies at a mile. 11 go to the post in that one, and Dame Laura is the 2-1 favorite in the 11 filly field. Remember, that's the 9th race. Kentucky Oaks points up for grabs. 10 races overall at Turfway Park. And their pick six jackpot carryover is $28,055. $28,055. Your pick six jackpot carryover at Turfway. First post time is 2:55. And then we wrap it up with Charlestown. Charlestown's pick six jackpot carryover, $27,770. 4 p.m. first post for the 8 races tonight at Charlestown. No cancellations as of yet, so we'll wait and see about that. Okay? Let's get out to Jonathan Ardoon standing by. Jonathan, is it snowing where you're at yet?
It's snowing in Saratoga. It's raining at Aqueduct. So, yes, the answer is yes, sir.
Okay. Did you hear the results that I gave as far as a couple of new jockeys, at least in my mind, at Gulfstream Park? You know anything about them?
I do. Well, Taylor Kingsley is the daughter of steeplechase trainer Archibald Kingsley, if you remember him. And she is an apprentice. She works for Mott, and he gave her a chance. And he's actually ridden her a few times. He sent her up to Tampa Bay Downs to win a race for him, and then he won yesterday. She won yesterday for him as well. So 20-year-old girl, good for her. She's certainly in the right barn if she wants an opportunity.
Now, that's Taylor Kingsley. What about Cornelia Hartzman? Cornelia Hartzman.
He had 14 mounts last year, but he already has 12 mounts this year. So he's another apprentice, and I guess they're getting their feet wet.
You say he. So Cornelia is a he?
Cornelia, it's a boy, I guess. I'm assuming it's a he, but Taylor is a she for sure.
Taylor is a she, Cornelia is a he, and they both won key races yesterday at Gulfstream. All right, so new faces on the scene. But that was kind of fun to watch the family Mott win the late double yesterday there at Gulfstream.
Yeah, and it was nice of Mott to, obviously the girl works for him. She's there every morning putting in hard work. He rewarded her with a live mount, and when you ride for Godolphin, and I think it was a Godolphin horse, that's pretty good.
Well, and not only that, but when we're talking about for Bill Mott, this horse was ready to go. I think she went wire to wire in that race, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She ran very well.
Went right down the road. Okay. Well, at Aqueduct, we got a sloppy track today. Anything that you would tell handicappers to do differently in a sloppy racetrack than, let's say, a regular fast track for their handicapping?
I'll be very honest with you, Ralph. I am not making one bet at Aqueduct today. The card is horrific. They're short fields. You're dealing with a sloppy track, all short prices. There, you have other options, and I would find another track, to be honest with you.
Okay, and that is coming from the
From someone
chamber.
that plays
That's coming from the Chamber of Commerce at Aqueduct today. Thanks a lot, Jonathan. But
I'd rather protect the players, Ralph. I'm
that's
looking
right.
to protect the players.
That is
It's easy
absolutely
for me
right.
to go give out horses and people are going to play them. But if I'm not betting them, I'm not giving them to someone else to bet.
You better believe it, pal. And that's the criteria here at the Race Day Show. So we accept your very much honesty, including your honesty about Oaklawn Park. I tried to check to see what the jackpot is for the lottery, because in your notes to me, you said I'd rather be playing the lottery today than Oaklawn. So what's the deal there?
It's just very difficult. I mean, let's be honest, Ralph. I mean, even you were saying yesterday on the show that if you hit one of these pick fives, they're all boxcars.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of those results are not making sense lately, but I'm sure it'll turn around. But today, another very difficult card. So.
All right, you're not making a pick at you're not making a pick at Oaklawn because you'd rather buy a lottery ticket. However, you do have a sheet for Oaklawn. And I got to tell you that
I have a sheet for Aqueduct too. What does that mean? But I'm steering people in the right direction.
But the fact is that you mentioned at Aqueduct, you said you thought it'd be all favorites and it wasn't a good card.
Right.
Oaklawn Park, your sheet, you have some really key horses in some of the races that you handicapped that do pose good payoffs if we can get the dots connected. So I just want to make mention of the fact that playing Oaklawn Park, at least if you're right, you're going to get paid over there. And
correct.
We'll wait about that. The Cincinnati Trophy goes at Turfway tonight, and there's a big 1-2 favorite in that race. I guess it's just like a walkover almost, don't you think?
I honestly didn't look at the race, Ralph. You usually give me a heads up if we're going to discuss race, but you threw me a curveball. I'm sorry. I don't do Turfway, generally speaking, unless there's a big pick five carryover or something, or a big race. I didn't know that they had the big race tonight.
Yeah, I wasn't throwing you a curveball because I didn't want you to make a pick in the race. What I'm saying is that with the line maker making the horse such a prohibitive favorite on the morning line at 1-2, it would suggest a walkover.
Yes, in his opinion.
Yeah,
but I don't know if there's anything there that's ever a walkover, because that's another place where they give you some doozy results.
And don't forget, folks. I tend to want to remind people over and over again. The line maker's job is to forecast and handicap the bettors and how they're going to bet. Not who he thinks is going to win the race, but how the bettors will bet in the final odds. We've got to keep that in mind, too.
That's what a good line maker does, correct.
Yes. All right. Well, since you're playing a lottery ticket at Oaklawn and you're not going to participate in the slop at Aqueduct, do you have any picks for us today? Let's get off the goose egg.
I do. Goose egg. I went one day with missing a race. All of a sudden, I'm on a goose. Yes, my horses were horrible yesterday.
No, not you. Not you. Singularly, all of our handicappers went goose egg. It was a goose egg day for race day yesterday.
All right, we faced like Nolan Ryan. We got no.
That's right. That's right. It happens. Okay.
All right, Ralph. My original play at Gulfstream, I now find out is a late scratch. So we're going to pull an audible here, and we're going to look at the fifth race today, a mile on the turf. And I like the number 2 horse in here, Nate the Great, 6-year-old gelding from the Bobby DeBona barn. Rider switch today to Johnny Velasquez. Listen, he's been getting on nothing but live mounts. And when he goes to it, listen, Bobby DeBona barn's not a small barn, but it's not a barn that he rides for regularly. The fact that he takes them out, I think, is a plus. 5-1 on the morning line. I like number 2, Nate the Great, to win today's 5th race out at Gulfstream Park.
All right, Jonathan. Yes, in that particular 5th race, we also have 3 scratches in it. The 1, the 5, and the
8.
And the 8. 1, 5, and 8 are out of that race. So the 2 horse, Nate the Great, for Hardoon the Great, on this show. In the 5th race, the 2 horse there, at Gulfstream, which the weather conditions should be just perfect today there at, in Miami. All right. Anything else? Well, you got to go to Santa Anita. We got to get a pick out of Santa Anita.
I do, and believe me, I love a horse at Santa Anita,
Oh,
Ralph. In
wow.
the eighth race today, number 2, Mimetic. This is a 3-year-old filly from the Doug O'Neill barn. She ran super 2 starts back on January 15th. The problem is he brought it back just 8 days later on January 23rd, and she
Wow.
bounced off of that race. Now she's got time off. You know, a young filly, don't bring him back on 8 days, but it's O'Neill who's going to argue with him. She now has time. She's worked for her well for her race. She's listed at 8-1 on the morning line. Kyle Frey rides. Number 2, Mimetic upsets and wins today's 8th race out at Santa Anita.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the 8th one I think represents her bounce from last time, but as you indicated, that was a short turnaround for her. 8th race, the 2-horse Mimetic, the 2 in the 8th race. Jonathan Hardoon's play at 8-1. Kyle Frey aboard, and usually Emisial Jaramillo rides for Doug O'Neill, but he's got Kyle Frey aboard for this one. Did Frey ride it in the last couple of races?
The last 2 races, Frey rode her. So,
all right, so he keeps that
he's
jockey.
sticking with the same rider. It's not a rider switch.
Okay,
Correct.
and by the way, Doug O'Neill is currently leading the trainer standings right now at Santa Anita. So, 8th race, the 2-horse Mimetic, 8-1 on the morning line there at Santa Anita. And go figure, folks, Jonathan Hardoon has a horse that he loves with a price at Santa Anita. How about that? In any case, you do have 4 seats if they want to go for it. You've got Aqueduct, Gulfstream, Oaklawn, and Santa Anita on your website today, right?
JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralph. Stay safe, be well. We'll talk tomorrow.
And get out there and show Let's Know. Jonathan, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. All right. He calls it as it is, and that's what I like. All the guys on the show calls it as it is. And so do I. If they have a goose egg, they got a goose egg. But believe me, I have all the trust in the world that these guys do a good job, and they work hard at doing it for you and for me. We'll be right back.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans.
Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you.
Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. As I always say, the chatters on our chat box do a great job of communicating with each other, having fun, etc., and providing information. And one of our chatters has posted on our chat box, and I'll just relay that message to you. He says, in addition to Mario Gutierrez, who's obviously off his scheduled mounts that they had today because he'll be out for a while, but also that Edwin Gonzalez is off his mounts today as well at Gulfstream Park. Just wanted to pass that along to you. All right, now let's get out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Okay. Well, Richie, are you fine-tuning your handicapping for college basketball?
Yeah, actually, last night I actually watched pro basketball. The NBA is back after the All-Star break, and there was a terrific game at Madison Square Garden with 2 of the top teams from the Eastern Conference. The Knicks at Madison Square Garden hosted the Pistons, and the Pistons routed them by about 20 points. So right now, Detroit's the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and then it was a doubleheader game in the Boston Celtics, who are right there too and playing great basketball. They blew out the Warriors. So those are the 3 top teams in the East: Detroit, New York, and Boston, and they're all within. You can throw a blanket over the top of the 3, Ralph. Very interesting.
Well, we'll wait and see about that. By the way, there was a misprint here on our Turf Paradise sheet. That horse is not 1-2. It's 2-1 on the morning line, but it's still the favorite. Dame Laura is the 2-1 favorite there at the Cincinnati Trophy. Wanted to make that correction as well. Well, Richie, what about taking a look at some of that horsepower out there? You've got a full sheet of handicapping today at Santa Anita, and looks like the weather's going to be just fine out there at Santa Anita today. We're going to get racing underway on this Friday.
Yeah, very, very much so. And I'm going to jump on the Jonathan Hardoon bandwagon as far as the trainer, Doug O'Neill. My Doug O'Neill horse comes in race number 6, Ralph. It's it's 6.5 furlongs, claiming 20. And a similar strategy for liking this O'Neill horse, the number 2, Mises Express, 3-1 in the morning line. This horse was never in the hunt as the 8-5 favorite last time out, same class, but now he makes a rider switch to Micio Jaramillo, who has been his closer jockey at this meet. They're winning at 27% together, so the switch from Tiago Pereira to Jaramillo, I think, is a real positive sign. If I can get double the 8-5 odds in the same spot, let's see if this horse will wake up today at a better price to Mises Express, race 6.
All right, 6th race at Santa Anita, the 2-horse Mises Express, 3-1 on the morning line. And by the way, that 3-1 represents the third favorite, not the first or second, but the third favorite. There's a 2-1 and a 9-5 in that race as well in the 6 field for these horses, 6-horse field. So in the 6th race, you like the 2 Mises Express. Jaramillo, who's been riding very well for Doug O'Neill. As a matter of fact, I believe that between Jaramillo and O'Neill, they together have helped each other to roll up on the standings there in Southern California, with O'Neill leading the trainers right now. And so Mises Express is your play, the 2 in the 6th race at Santa Anita. I'm going to tip off just a little bit here, Richie. Your sheet, your handicapping sheet at Santa Anita, you pick all the races at Santa Anita. But then you have a simulcast play that you put on that sheet as well. And all I can tell people about that simulcast play, it is a juicy priced horse at another racetrack. I'll give the racetrack that it's at. It's at Oak Lawn Park, and it's a nice juicy price of 12-1 on the morning line. So you go and get that sheet today from Richie, not only for Santa Anita, but maybe getting a nice long shot there at Oak Lawn Park. And, of course, Richie's plays for Santa Anita and his simulcast play. His sheet is available at the racedaylasvegas.com website. Richie, we got to congratulate the women hockey players, huh? We got the gold.
Yeah, they really had to work for it. They had been dominating the Canadian women the last bunch of times that they had played.
Yeah.
But Canada really, they played a great game. When you're a big underdog and you play the kind of game Canada did, you got to tip your hat to them too.
Yes, absolutely.
But congratulations to the women, and that was kind of a spectacular goal that the gal scored in overtime. But yes, tip of the hat to both teams.
Yes, and certainly it took overtime to get that gold, but we got it. And now we'll put the pressure on the men now on the man side of the hockey. All right, Richie, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right, we're going to go to our final break, and when we come back, John Lendo is standing by in Southern California, where the weather is nice, and we're racing today at Santa Anita. All good stuff. And, of course, Jerry Jackowitz as well. Don't go away.
Happy Friday, everyone. After checking in and getting your horse picks with Ralph and Company, come see us at Sports by the Book. It's the final show of the week. As you know, Sports by the Book, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. We've got guests every single day, and we've got best bets for you at the end of every single show. On today's show, we've got the VP of Gone Gaming and SBC Hall of Famer, Vinny Maiulo, joining us to talk all college basketball, looking ahead to the Saturday slate. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon on Sports by the Book on YouTube.
Looking to bet smarter? Get sports betting insight and winning picks straight from the South Point Hotel and Casino.
The favorite should be 220-ish, and here, you could lay $1.65.
So getting a plus 315 price here for this one to go to overtime, I like it.
Their strength is their defense. I like the under.
Join Sports by the Book Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific and bet your winning edge.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Friday, and boy, do we have a lot of great programming coming up on YouTube right here, so don't you go away. Just come on back to YouTube. We got, of course, Gone Racing as well, and, of course, Sports by the Book with Alex. She does a great job and a great handicapper as well. The whole team is really great. And she'll have Vinny Minulo on today. And Vinny, I hope she asks him a story or two about his memories of the racebook operations in town for a long time. They got great, these bookmakers got great stories as well. And that's on Sports by the Book today, right here at the YouTube streaming network. All right, let's get out to Southern California, where John Lindo's standing by. Johnny, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man. It's nice and beautiful. I see the sun bright in that window behind you. It's really nice out today, huh?
Yeah, we finally got rid of all those storms. We had 3 storms out here this week. Sun's going to be out and start warming up. It was cold this morning, but it's going to warm up through the weekend, so we should be good to go. And the racing office of Santa Anita was proactive. No turf racing today, 9 dirt races. And I'll tell you one thing, Ralph, when you see the all dirt card, it gives you an idea of how shallow the pool is of dirt horses in California right now. We've really become dependent on grass racing.
Well, I can tell you this, that all that storm activity that you had was rolling right through Las Vegas all day yesterday. It was cold, it was miserable, it was damp, it was raining. But that, too, has moved out now, and so we'll look ahead to the weekend. John, when you start each weekend at a particular racetrack, you always give us an update on the jockey and trainer standings. So how's it looking at Santa Anita?
We've got a tie for leading jockey right now, Juan Hernandez and Kazushi Kimura. They've each got 23 wins. And then Amicial Jaramillo is getting closer. He's got 21, so he's right behind the top 2. As far as the trainers go, Ralph, Doug O'Neill, he's kind of pulled clear a little bit. He's got 20 winners so far. Bob Baffert, 14 wins. Then you have Mark Glatt and George Papapadromo. They've each got 13. So O'Neill, the leader there. And for you, Ralph, the percentage of favorites has dipped. 88 winners out of 215 races. It's dropped all the way down to 40.9% for favorites.
Well, let's keep it going down if we can, that's for sure.
At least it's going the right way.
Yeah. I am not sure, but I think the picture we're showing on the TV for Doug O'Neill is not right. I don't think that is Doug O'Neill, but that.
Well, that's Doug. That's Doug.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I got a bright light that's in my eye, so I stand corrected. That's fine. It's good. It's Doug. Okay. You've got a full sheet for Santa Anita today, the Lindo Report, of course, that features the picks in each race today at Santa Anita, plus a suggested late pick 4 at Santa Anita, and then also a suggested coast-to-coast pick 5 with the races from Santa Anita and Gulfstream Park. They're all on one comprehensive sheet. It's available right here at the South Point. It is free of charge, complimentary, because they love horse players here. And, John, all I can say is that let's get a winner today.
Well, I agree with John Hundred, and I think the race that presents the most value is race number 8 at Santa Anita. I'm going to go with a different horse. In race number 8, I like number 8, Pasa Lubong. Last time out was drawn inside, ate a lot of dirt, did not look comfortable racing on the inside of horses. Big post switch today, draws post number 8. Outside stocking trip will be a lot better for this filly, and I think at 10-1 on the morning line, there's value here. So let's hope the post switch does the trick. Race number 8, horse number 8, Pasa Lubong at Santa Anita.
Oh, you and Jonathan give me a very, very rich Siraco exacta box. If I can get the Siraco play home with you two guys with an 8-1 morning line and you're 10-1 on the morning line, that'll be a heck of an exacta box in the 8th race. You like the 8, Pasa Lubong, the 8 in the 8th race for you. Jonathan has the 2. So my Siraco play is going to be the exacta box of 2882 there at Santa Anita today. That's for sure. And I would imagine, John, that with all the rain that they've had in Southern California between President's Day and, of course, racing resuming today at Santa Anita, any tips for anybody out there as far as handicapping the way the track might be drying out?
Well, we've had a lot of wind as well, and if they've had the seal over that racetrack, when they cut it open, I would think it would be pretty quick today. We'll find out how much they can cut into it. So just kind of, unlike every other horse player, you got to go to school from the first race on and see if there's anything, if the rail is dead, if you have to be on the lead. You might get a bias or two, but I think that wind that we had the last few days probably helped dry that track out a little quicker than it would have otherwise.
All right, good enough. And by the way, that is Doug. I have never seen a picture of Doug O'Neill with a cap on. That's why it kind of threw me. But enough said for that. Anyhow, thanks a lot, John, and enjoy the sunshine. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You got it, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right, now we're going to go to Jerry Jackowitz standing by. Jerry, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralph.
Well, Jerry, we finally got some sunshine too today, huh?
It is so gorgeous outside.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to get outside, take a couple of breaths of this fantastic air on your way over to the race book.
Yep, a little chilly out there, but nevertheless, it's not, after that rain comes through, it kind of clears out all the air and everything there. So, yes, it's going to be a beautiful day here in town as well. Always fast, firm, and perfect in the book. We're at Aqueduct today. The track is sloppy, so I'll ask you the same thing that I asked John Lindo. Do you fine-tune any of your handicapping principles when it's a sloppy track out there at Aqueduct?
Oh, especially when I handicap for a fast track, which if you have the power page, it says fast on it.
Yes.
And the answer is yes. If I have an M horse, I increase it by 1 to 2 points. If it's a big M, I increase it by 3 to 4 points. And if it's a P horse, I increase the odds. So in other words, or decrease the odds so it's more playable. And I like to play my Ps. But what are they? They're the potential to improve on the wet track. P, potential to improve. Nobody knows for sure. So it's not in the betting number.
I see.
When you look at the front board and you see a horse that's 3 to 1 and he has a P on the Jerry J sheet, that really means he's probably not bet properly. He probably is worth a much lower multiple.
Okay.
So,
well, that is a very good information to have. That's for sure. Now, obviously, the M's mean mud, but that applies to sloppy too. And the P's are the ones that have a little value to it. Then, right?
What my M's don't apply to is good tracks.
Okay. All right. Well, it's sloppy. You might get to good by the end of the day, but it's sloppy right now at Aqueduct. What are we doing?
Well, we're going to go right to the second race.
Okay.
We have a star horse named Shellac shipping in. Might be okay on the wet track. I'm not sure. I was sort of iffy about putting a P on this horse. But I think at the price with Elliott up, it's probably a pretty good bet here. First time over the Aqueduct track for Bill Morey. Let's take the 2, make a good win place bet. Let's make sure we get at least 5 to 2 or better. Play the 2 over the 4-5, reverse 4-5 over the 2. But it's the 2 horse, Shellac, in race number 2.
Well, we hope he does exactly what his name intends it to be, shellac the field. So in the second race, the 2, Shellac is the win bet, and the 4 and the 5 are the link ups with the 2 over 4-5 and 4-5 over the 2. Now let's go to Santa Anita.
Yeah, I can't help myself. I'm going to have to trample a little bit on John and John today as well. Okay. I'm going to the 7th race. Let's start off there with the 7th race. So I like Montana Jet, the 3 horse. It's a first-time starter. I put a star on it. Believe it or not, I have customers who only buy my show. They tell me, I'm paying you this month, the monthly customers. I'm only paying you for your first-time starters. I like this horse. Is from Peter Miller, who's not terribly good at first-time starters. So the 5 to 1 with Jaramillo up seems very possible.
Okay.
I like the 3. It's a good win place bet. If you want to put it with somebody, just make a 2-3-3-2 exactly.
Okay. The only link up you have is the 2 horse there. In the 7th race, you like the 3, and you'll link it up with the 2-3-3-2, but the 3 is the key. And now you've given me a Siraco double as well. I've got your horse in the 7th race, 3 with Jonathan's and John's in the 8th race, so I'm going to do a double, a rolling double. 7th race, 3 with 2-8. and we'll see how
Okay.
that goes.
I have a V horse in the 8th race and a top-rated horse. I'm making a 4-horse tri-box of Jerry, John, and John.
All right, you got it, my man. Say it quick.
Have a great race day, everybody.